wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Angela Rye is here. She still has her foot in Charlamagne's ass.
Guess what she wearing, though?
What?
Them Insurrection 6.
You know that's a lie. Okay. You better get that misinformation out of here. Don't listen to this bot.
Now, if you're just joining us, we're asking, what do you want? What's on your agenda? What will make you happy? What will make you want to get out there and vote? That is the question this morning.
Let's start with Angela Rye. Angela Rye is a real political expert, real political pundit. Mm-hmm. You know, she's the host of the Native Land podcast on the Reason Choice Media iHeartRadio podcast network. She have impact strategies. Everybody knows your resume.
I don't know if everybody does,
Well,
but they
should.
don't have to.
Yes. You're not just some person up here chatting, basically.
But also shout out to my co-hosts, Andrew and Tiffany.
That's right, Andrew Gill and Tiffany Cross.
Our episodes drop every Thursday at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You will be an expert, Jess. You said you weren't not a political expert. You will be after you listen to the show.
I like how you put your glasses on for this too, Jess.
They're cute. I like these glasses. So I think that the main thing that we talk about often as a people is there was a time that Black people gathered all the time to talk about political agendas. It was before emancipation. And after emancipation, those conversations, those convenings became a lot more sparingly. One of the biggest ones that we had was in 1972 in Gary, Indiana, the National Black Political Convention. And what I will say that is sad is if you look at those agenda items today, a lot of that still hasn't been accomplished. And it should be. We're talking about affordable housing. A McKinsey report just came out recently that talked about we still can't afford to live, not just buy houses, just rent is too high. Remember the guy that came out and was like, the rent is too damn high? Same thing.
I just want the record to show that's financial. It's something, anything that can cause financial relief, create financial relief for people is what folks want.
I think that's a part of it. Of course, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley just reintroduced her federal jobs guarantee. People want jobs.
Money.
I agree. People want student debt relief.
Money.
The Supreme Court took out Joe Biden's plan to have a comprehensive student debt relief plan. They also want access to education.
Money.
Well, that's a part of it, or equal access to education. Affirmative action policy, which was just overturned by the Supreme Court. Voting rights. People want to be able to go and cast a ballot.
That's right.
You know, police brutality. Can
Police
we
reform.
please stop
That's right.
dying?
That's right.
Criminal justice reform. You talk all the time, which I think is actually a really, really smart idea around weed. If there's anybody incarcerated on a federal charge for weed, for selling, they should be released.
And Joe Biden can do that with the stroke of a pen.
That is actually true. That is true. But there are a lot of things he needs Congress to do. And meanwhile, they're trying to investigate him on trumped up, no pun intended, charges around a bribe that didn't even exist, that came from an FBI informant who said he got all of his jacked up intelligence from Russia. Surprise, surprise. So anyway, all of that to say there are a number of things that we want. The main thing that Black folks want, I think, is relief. The ability
financial.
It's not just financial, Leonard.
It is.
If that's okay.
All these things we're talking about, majority of them revolve around money.
Sure, but I don't think that we should limit our existence, our desire to survive and to have relief in this country to financial.
That's what police reform is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what criminal justice reform is. That's what voting rights is.
Let's not minimize our needs. Let's not minimize our asks to just financial, which are important. We need to be catching up. We got 400 years. They got a 400-year head
I think
start.
the first thing is money, though, because is I look at a lot of people, especially a lot of Black people that work all their lives, and then they get to an age where they can't work anymore and they can't afford it. And then, you got a lot of people that look at a lot of these politicians and these rich businessmen, and you look at the amount of taxes that they pay.
Yeah.
And you're saying these guys make hundreds of millions of dollars and they pay no taxes at all.
Yes.
And here you have somebody who makes $50,000 a year, $40,000 a year, and it's taking 20-30% of their money, and
or
that doesn't make sense. And they can't tell you where that money's going. So I think the first is always money.
Upward mobility, man. That's why people have these conversations about reparations, student debt relief, affordable health care, affordable rent, affordable education. I guarantee you, if you polled not even just Black people, just millions of people across the country, that's probably the number one thing.
It always is.
Always.
I think that there was a slogan back in the day, I think in the 90s, when Democrats were, and I can't remember who the pundit was that said it, but it was the economy stupid was the line. And it is a driver,
That's
right? To the polls, to motivation. Like, we have to figure out how to reach people. The main thing is if you continue to shut people out, they're not going to want to participate. We have to figure out a way to get people engaged. But to like pretend and play in people's faces about Donald Trump like he's not an existential threat is a big, big problem. This is the same man who called for the death penalty of the Central Park Five. It's the same man who was a birther in chief around Barack Obama. He is racist. He said that the three attorneys who were coming after him, Fonnie Willis, Tish James, Alvin Bragg, were racist for coming after him. This man traffics in this. This is not a game at all.
I don't think there's anything wrong with speaking that truth to power, which you did. But what I would tell Democrats is you have to energize the people who are either planning to stay home in November, because you're not going to change the mind of these Trumpers. You're not going to change the mind of these people who are going out there and buying these $399 sneakers. Like even that fear, and it's not fear mongering because it's absolutely true everything that you just said. But even trying to instill fear in people to say Trump is this boogeyman, which he is. He's a real threat to democracy. Continuing to do that ain't even going to motivate people because they lived through Trump already. And guess what? Some of us lived through Reagan.
But sometimes lived through both Bushes. Sometimes it's just what's right though. Like when you watch all those brothers that died when Obama was in office, right? Besides, I think one, you never heard Obama say that's not right. Same thing with Joe Biden.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
You heard it was one time he said it with what's his name?
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin. That was one time.
And when he spoke about for Emmanuel AME when Dylan that devil Dylan Roof killed all those beautiful children in South Carolina.
But it's not with all the amount of brothers and sisters that die all the time. Sometimes you just want to hear the president be like, "Yo, that shit ain't right." No politics intended. Just humanity. Like that's not right.
Trayvon, he handled it very well. He said, actually,
have you heard Joe Biden?
He said Trayvon could have been my son.
Have you heard Joe Biden say Trayvon was the only one I remember saying?
Joe Biden during the campaign, the most notable one was George Floyd. He didn't have a choice. Like the whole country responded to that. He didn't have a choice,
but it didn't seem like it came from a place of caring.
But
it came from a place that I have to do it.
I don't rock
so
with
these
Joe
niggas
Biden.
could rock with us.
Here's the question. Can you accept that it might be our role to push people into righteousness? Politicians aren't supposed to be our friends. They're supposed to legislate. They're supposed to sometimes sign things with the stroke of a pen, and executive action, executive order. We need to be responsible for pushing people into righteousness.
Kamala was my push.
We've been doing this all
Kamala was the sister that I wanted to go in office to be that person, that black person that represents us and says she is our push.
Yeah.
This is why black people are fed up, because we have pushed, and there's been so many different times we thought there was going to be real change. One of them told us it was change you can believe in.
But listen, you guys, I think the thing that you have to remember is actually things have changed.
I know it.
They have changed, and they're going backwards because they have changed, and we're also going backwards because folks have seen progress, and that's why you will see a bill like what we talked about in Alabama earlier, the anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI is a new concept since George Floyd's murder. Mm-hmm. It used to just be D&I. Mm-hmm. Those things have changed. When we started pushing for equity, the Republican Party started pushing in the opposite direction. I'm not putting racism at the feet of just the Republican Party, but they are its mascot right now.
Who do you put poverty at the feet of?
Who?
Poverty.
What's that?
I think this whole country, the rich, the greedy.
That's really the issue.
Well, let's take some phone calls. Let's take some phone calls. A lot of people on the line. Let's take some calls. 800-585-1051. You good, Jess?
Yeah.
She got her glasses on. She's listening. She's soaking it up.
She has her glasses on. She's listening. We'll take your calls when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Call me. Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic. Come on. 800-585-1051.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. Angela Rye is here. We're having a conversation of what do you want? What should we be asking for? And we got a lot of people on the line. We got Q on the line. Q, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
How you feeling, Q?
I'm doing all right. I agree with Charlamagne. We with the money. Since you don't want to give us reparations and it's the issue, I believe we shouldn't have to pay federal and state taxes out of our check.
I agree with that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Let us get our money back to where we could be financially stable and show some type of financial literacy for our sons and our daughters and our families.
Now I have an idea where I feel like, certain people should get some type of economic stimulus package, some type of economic
or a tax credit.
But I think if you make over a certain amount of money, you shouldn't have to pay no federal or state tax. Like that would help tremendously. Like if you already are in a certain tax bracket, right? If they took away our taxes, that would help us tremendously. Mm-hmm. And we could say, hey, even if you want us to donate a certain amount of our salaries, Let us pick the cost.
Yeah.
Let us pick where our
I wouldn't
money
have a
goes.
problem doing that at all. Hello, who's this?
This is Kiki.
Hey, Kiki, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your thoughts, Kiki? What you want, mama?
My thoughts are, I work part-time with the election board. I did it since I was 16. And this year I find it extremely hard to talk to people my age. I'm 26, to try to tell them talking points of who to vote for and why. I think a lot of people now, they're just tired of the lies that the politicians give us, and we just want to change, really.
So what do you feel? What are they saying? What do you feel from? Are they voting? Are they staying home? Or
Well, Charlamagne, they really not voting. They're saying, I'm not doing it. It's a waste of time. I'm right here from the 843 Low Country.
Hey.
And it's really hard. It's really hard at this point. They don't want to vote.
And that's what I'm trying to tell folks. Just because black people aren't supporting Democrats don't mean they supporting Republicans either. They just like, F it. I'm fed up. I'm over it.
Well, shout out to Kiki for volunteering since she was 16. I think that's tremendous.
That's right.
Tremendous.
Hello, who's this? Hello? Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Tish from Houston, Texas.
Hey, good morning. Talk to us, Tish.
So right now, if I could ask them for anything, it would definitely be affordable home loan. That's all I want right now.
Affordable home loans.
Money.
Yeah, the rates have shot through the roof, which is crazy.
Why do we complicate this?
And the sad part about it is, if you purchase a house, let's say your house is $100,000 with those interest rates, it is so damn high, and it makes it very difficult for people to even try to buy.
Yep. That's not
right. And also, if we could have some funding for barriers, financial barriers, to be able to afford a home loan as well.
Got you. Thank you, Mama.
Thanks.
Hello, who's
about
this?
Financial relief, man.
Yeah, this PD.
Hey, what's up, brother? Talk to us. What's your thoughts?
Man, listen, we need Trump back in office as soon as possible, ASAP.
Watch this. Why?
Why? Man, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to them stimulus checks, man.
Money.
Hold on. Okay, did you get a stimulus check under Joe Biden?
Nah, we did not. I ain't getting no stimulus check under Joe Biden.
You did.
You did.
He didn't put his name on it because they're not good marketing. They stuck at messaging. Democrats do.
You got it. You
Oh,
did
okay,
get it. And you know what else? Did you know that you were going to get a second stimulus check under Joe Biden, but the Republican Congress didn't pass it?
Oh, nah, you see, they ain't even tell us all that. I'm thinking that Trump is doing everything that he's supposed to do.
Because they're better at messaging and marketing.
But we're not pumping up Donald Trump here. He didn't pay for this advertisement. So what we will tell you is you did get a second stimulus check.
No, a third.
No, he got a second.
Trump gave him two and Biden gave him one.
Under Trump.
All right. Well, what's the moral of the story, ladies and
The
gentlemen?
moral of the story is it's all about that almighty dollar. I keep trying to explain this to y'all. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If you're not talking about upward mobility, people are not going to listen. They're not going to hear you. That's the only thing that's going to motivate people to get up off the couch in November.
If you cannot survive, your upper mobility doesn't matter. So it needs to be both.
They're dying now. They're not surviving now. They barely got food on their table, barely got a roof over their head. How do you tell people that's already living in hell that it can get worse?
It can.
They're already in hell.
Don't believe me, just watch. Literally, the rights are being rolled back every day. Don't believe me, just watch.
They feel like they don't have those anyway.
I understand what you feel like. Your feeling is about to get a lot worse. That's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong.
I know.
But once again, you still didn't answer the question. How do you tell people already living in hell that things can get worse? You can't just say
the temperature can get hotter.
They'll say to you, come live here let's trade lives for a week.
I understand. And I'm down to do that and have done that. And have done that. And what I'm saying is it can get worse, and it is getting worse in states all over the country, particularly in the South, where they want to hurt and harm black people, and they don't have the benefit of representation of people who look like them and think like them.
You're right.
It can and will get worse.
You're right, but these people are already in hell.
I understand. It can get hotter.
And the ice water.
Thank you, Angela
is the
Rye, for
money.
joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
And make sure you listen to the Native
Friday.
Land podcast on Reason Choice Media, iHeartRadio. New episodes come out every Thursday with Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross, Andrew Gillum. Follow at Angela Rye on all social media platforms.
Jess, it was nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you too.
I love y'all. Shout out to
everything
Envy's
you
daddy.
said. Absolutely. It's everything. Absolutely.
Envy Daddy don't believe in police reform. You know that. He's
That's
a former
fine.
cop.
All I know is he told Envy, I wish you would. Keep playing with me.
That's right. All right. When we come back, we have Pastor Arce with Nihilist, The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.